Hey guys, Joey coming in. Gonna get a little bit of a update here for you guys for the Fiefs of Gondor mod for, or sub mod I should say, for the Dawnless Days mod on Attila Total War. I was contacted by a couple of the people from the mod, the creators of the mod, and they have come out with some new rosters here. One of them here is for Lamedon. I'm going to cover this one here in this video, and then I will have another video with the other faction, the Ringlow Vale. So we're just going to quickly go over some units here. This isn't going to be a terribly long video, but there are some new unit statues. You guys can see there at the bottom, they unfortunately don't have any unit cards currently, but I was told that they should be soon. So we're going to take a look at the units themselves here. We'll just kind of take a look at the units, what they look like, some of their stats. So you guys can see right here, we're looking first at the conscripts of Lamedon. It is a tier 1 medium melee infantry. It is a sword infantry unit. Melee attack is a 24, melee defense is a 44. Armor is 30, morale is actually a 38. That's actually pretty good for a tier 1 unit. And they have average melee defense and average melee attack. Poor armor though, unfortunately. Moving down the line here, we will get to tier 2. Is the Lamedon regiments here. And they have a little bit better of stats, obviously. 31 melee attack, 45 with the melee defense. Charge bonus is a 34. Their morale is a 47, so obviously you can see it is a much better. The excellent melee attack, they have an average missile block chance, but unfortunately they have a very poor charge bonus, only a 34 there. Moving down the line a little bit further, now we're going to get into a unit of the household retainers here. Again, I like the progression of armor here. Progression of the household retainers, it's a tier 3, very heavy melee infantry. Excellent melee defense, good melee attack, and average armor. So you can see 37 for their melee attack, 52 for their melee defense. Their weapon damage is a 36, pretty good. Charge bonus is a 34, so a little bit better. And their morale there is a 52. You can see the armor is a 60, so very, very cool there. Do they have the, let's see, they have shield wall, well trained, poor stamina, of course, and they have, poor stamina. Do they have shield wall, I'm guessing? Does the first tier unit have shield wall? Let's take a look at that. They do. Okay, so they all have shield wall, even all the way down to tier 1. That's pretty cool. All right, so we're going to move on down the line here for the final unit of melee infantry here. We have the very heavy melee infantry, Lord Forgavars. I don't know how to say that last word, so I'm just going to leave it there. You guys can let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, definitely like the look of this unit. They are very, very, very wonderful Northman unit there. Good to see. They are an elite unit there, or exceptionally trained. Elite, I see E, I just think elite. They have excellent melee defense, excellent melee attack, average armor yet again, 47 for the melee attack, 56 for the melee defense. Wow. Charge bonus is a 36, weapon damage is a 36, armor 65, morale 59. Pretty solid again. They do have shield wall, and they actually have attacking testudo as well. This unit also does have encourage. Obviously they have discipline. Let's kind of just move down here. These guys, yeah, I don't think any of the rest of them have any of the encourage or discipline. They do not. Okay, so let us now move on to the first unit of their axe infantry. It's a tier 1 medium axe infantry unit, the Men of Lamedon there. Very poor armor, good melee defense, and poor missile block chance. 29 with the melee attack, 42 melee defense, 35 charge bonus, weapon damage is at 32, pretty good. Morale 40, pretty solid there. And they are a poorly trained unit there. You can see they do not have any sort of offensive abilities. Let's move on down to the second unit here. There we go. Okay, Clansmen of the Hills. You can see a little bit more in the armor. A couple more guys with some fur on them and everything, so their armor is probably a little bit higher. Tier 2 heavy axe infantry there. Melee attack is a 34. I'm sorry. Good melee attack, good melee defense, good melee attack, and average missile block damage. That's actually pretty good for a tier 2 unit with the average missile block chance. They have a 34 with a melee attack, a 43 on their melee defense. Charge bonus is 37, weapon damage 32. Armor is a little bit lower. They do have a 40 armor. Missile block damage is, missile block chance is a 30. Morale 47. Again, pretty solid there. Health is a 80 and their speed is 36. Probably should have been doing that for all of them. Yeah, let's quickly just go back. Health is 80, speed is 37 for the tier 1 swords. Tier 2 swords 80 and 36. Well, it looks like pretty much the same. 80 and 35, and 85, actually. 85 health and a 35 speed there for the tier 4 swordsman. So let's get back into the axes. We will get into the tier 4. Now, I don't know where tier 3 is. It just goes tier 1, tier 2, tier 4. So maybe tier 3 is something along the way, or maybe this was a mix-up of units. I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, I'm just kind of going over the units as requested. So we have the Chieftain's Retinue here, tier 4, very heavy axe infantry, excellent melee defense, excellent melee attack, average missile block damage, missile block chance. I keep saying missile block damage for some reason. We do have a melee attack of 48. Melee defense there is a 51. Sorry, charge bonus is a 40. Weapon damage 32, armor 50. Missile block chance is a 43. Morale 59. That's actually pretty high, but I mean it is a tier 4 infantry unit. Morale is a 59, like I said. Speed 85. I'm sorry, health 85, speed 8. Could you imagine a unit with 85 speed, an infantry unit? That'd be crazy. Now, they do appear to have an offensive ability. Yes, they do. They have some killing spree here, which is definitely good. Target self, you guys don't know what that is. It raises up your melee attack, but once it wears off, you will have some, some deficits against you as well. But while it is running, you have a minus 10 to melee defense, and then the kill spree, once it hits the actual 10 seconds, I think, or I'm not sure exactly how that works in Attila. 15% melee attack, 20% melee defense, so that's a negative. They will be unbreakable. And yes, okay, so there's the big hit right there. Fatigue is 100% fatigue. Let's say 1 second. 1 second of 100% fatigue? That doesn't seem right. Again, encourage and the discipline there for the tier 4 unit. The rest of the guys here do not have any of the encourage or discipline units. Moving on to the spears, we have Drafted of Lamedon, their tier 1 light spear infantry unit. Excellent melee defense, very poor armor, and poor missile block chance. So yeah, kind of makes sense. It is a tier 1 spear infantry unit. Not a whole lot on the melee attack, 22 there. The melee defense is a 50, charge bonus is a 27, and their weapon damage there is a 32. Armor all the way down at a 15. Missile block chance is a 20. The morale is 40, again, pretty good. Health is a 80, and the speed is a 38, but they do have expert charge defense. That is actually really solid for a tier 1 unit to have that. They also have dexterous. Thanks to its skills or light equipment, this unit does not get penalized when it moves through. Oh, there you go. That's pretty good. Does not have a speed penalty when it goes through woods. That's actually really cool. But yeah, that one right there, the expert charge defense, that's huge. I think that's actually gigantic. Moving into the second unit of spears here, we have the Asarnan Watchmen, and they are the tier 2 medium spear infantry unit. Excellent melee defense, very poor armor, and the average melee attack. So not bad. Melee attack 25. Bonus for cavalry is a 32. Their melee defense is a 51. Charge bonus is a 28. Weapon damage 32. Armor 30. Missile block chance 36. Morale, again, 47. Pretty solid. Health is an 80, and they also have a speed of 37, and they do come with a shield wall. Obviously, again, they do have the expert charge defense. Very solid there. Trained unit, good stamina, pretty good overall. Moving down to the next unit of spears here, we have the Spear Retainers. That is a tier 3, very heavy very heavy spear. I almost said melee. Very heavy spear infantry unit there. They do have excellent melee defense, average armor, and average missile block chance. Melee attack there is a 31. Bonus versus cavalry is a 32. Melee defense 59. Charge bonus 28. Weapon damage 32. Armor is a 60. Pretty good armor. 38 missile block chance. 52 morale. 80 health, and 35 speed. Again, they do come with the spear wall and the expert charge defense. Very cool, well-trained unit. And then we move down to the tier 4. We have the Lord Protector's Guard. Tier 4, very heavy spear infantry unit. Very cool looking. These guys are sick looking. I mean, so far I've enjoyed the look of every single one of these units. I don't know if I've said that or not, but these guys definitely look very, very cool. Melee attack there is a 36. Bonus versus cavalry is a 32. Melee defense 64. Wow, that is pretty high. Their charge bonus is a 31. Weapon damage 32. Armor is a 65. Missile block chance 40. Morale 59. Health 85. And they have a speed of 35. And it looks like they have a defensive testudo and a spear wall. Exceptionally trained unit. Again, obviously the expert charge defense. They have discipline and encourage. Again, obviously very, very good to have units that have those qualities, especially the encourage can definitely help you guys hold the line for just a little while longer. Now, getting into some of the fun units, we have the Great Swords of Cyril Watch. I think that's how you say that. Tier 4, very heavy shock infantry. Love the sword. Look at the size of that. I'm guessing that's a bastard sword. That is a huge two-hand great sword, bastard sword, something. That's gigantic. That is a big, big sword. Let's take a look at some of their stats. Excellent melee attack. Obviously, is going to have a pretty good melee attack. Very poor missile block chance, yes, because they don't have any shields. And their armor is pretty good, though. Average armor. Let's take a look. We have a melee attack of a 48. Melee defense is a 40. Charge bonus is 41. Not too bad. Weapon damage 45. Yep, kind of makes sense. Armor 65. Pretty good there for sure. Missile block is obviously a big old goose egg. Big old 0 there. Morale 59. Speed, again, 35. And health is an 85. Let's take a look. Do they have anything? They do have encourage and discipline, so that is obviously very, very good. Fortunately, they do have a poor stamina, but they are an exceptionally trained unit, being a tier 4 infantry unit. And then finally over here, we have the Cavalry Guard. It is a medium polearm infantry. I'm sorry I said finally, because we are definitely not at the end of this roster just yet. We do have a medium polearm infantry tier 2. Very poor missile block chance, good melee attack, and good melee defense. 28 for the melee attack. Bonus versus beasts is an 18. Bonus versus cavalry is a 12. Melee defense 30. Charge bonus is a 33. That's actually a pretty good charge bonus, especially for like rear attacks, rear charges and everything. That's really good. The weapon damage is a 36. Armor 45. No missile block chance, just like they had with the shock infantry next door. Morale 47. Health 80. Speed 37. Looks like we do have a phalanx advance. That is very, very good. Push forward on the unit. That's very cool to see on them. They also have pike wall. Good, 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 good. And they are a trained unit. Now, moving back a little bit further, we're getting into the skirmisher units. First, we have the Runners of Lamedon, Tier 1 Light Skirmisher. Very poor armor, average melee defense, but they do have some melee attack. 19, 37 on the melee defense. Charge bonus 26. Weapon damage is a 25. 15 armor, not surprising. They basically just have some shields. We do have a couple of men there with some coifs, but basically they have their shield and their chest protection. That's really all they have. So yeah, heading into armor is 15, like I said. Morale 35. Health 80. Speed 38, pretty fast. Okay, range is a 70, and they do have 6 in total javelins. Then we'll take a look here. We have poorly trained. They do have very good stamina, so they will be able to move around a whole lot. They get standard shot, and they also have the dexterity assist, which will allow them to run quickly through the woods. And then we have Hillman Ravagers here, another skirmisher unit. This is a heavy skirmisher unit here. Good melee defense, poor armor. 27 on the melee attack. 40 on the melee defense, 31 charge bonus, 32 weapon damage, there we go. 40 on armor, so much better, 25 points higher than their tier 1 counterpart. Then we have a 41 on the morale, an 80 in the health, speed 36, range 60, so a little bit less on the range, but they do have a 6 ammunition as well. They also do come with a shield wall. They are a trained unit infantry, and they have the standard shot as well. Now moving down to the archer unit, the one unit of archers that are on the roster here. We have the Armored Archers Tier 2 Heavy Bow Infantry. Good armor and average melee defense, pretty good. Getting into the melee attack, we have a 28. Melee defense, is a 30. Charge bonus 20. Weapon damage 25. Armor is a 60. Morale 38. Health is an 80. Speed 36. So again, pretty good movement for the archers. 200 range, and a 16 total in their ammunition. They do come with flaming shot and standard shot. They are a trained infantry unit, so they have a little bit of a bonus from that. Moving on further back, we do have the cavalry line here. So let's take a look at the Tier 1 cavalry unit first. The Emin Irnil Fast Horsemen. I'm going to guess that they are really fast, and they are. That is a 95 speed. Wow. Very cool. I know I jumped all the way to the bottom there, but 95 speed. That is crazy. We have very poor armor, good melee defense, poor missile block chance. Melee attack is a 29. Bonus versus infantry is 15. Melee defense 42. Pretty okay. Charge bonus of 50. Again, I mean, it's a medium melee cavalry. Pretty good for the charge bonus. 32 weapon damage. Armor is only a 20, but that kind of makes sense. The missile block chance is a 23. Morale is a 37. They have 145 health, and their melee speed there is a 95. They also do have the dexterous, which is good. And they are good stamina and a poorly trained unit. Now moving down again, we have the Din Lamedon Mounted Scouts. This is their Tier 2 medium melee cavalry unit. Excellent melee defense, very poor armor, just poor missile block chance. Okay. Melee attack there is a 31. Bonus versus infantry 15. Melee defense 49. We have a charge bonus of 50. Weapon damage is a 36. Armor 35. Missile block chance 23, morale 44, health 150, and an 85 speed, which is 10 slower, but still very, very fast. Moving down again, we have the Knights of Lamedon here. Very cool looking unit, very heavy melee cavalry. We have the excellent melee defense, average armor, and average missile block chance. Very cool. Melee attack is a 37, bonus versus infantry 15, melee defense 52. Charge bonus 50. Weapon damage is a 36. Armor is 60. Pretty good. 46 melee block chance. That's actually, I think that's, how much higher is that? Oh, it's actually double. Double the, okay, cool. Double the missile block chance for this unit. Very solid there. The morale is a 48. Health is a 155, and the speed is 75, so it's going 95, 85, 75, I'm going to guess. Oh, no, they're 75 also. Knights of Calimbel, here we are. They're Tier 3. Oh, they have 2 Tier 3s. Did I bring 2 of the same units? No. Oh, they have 2 Tier 3s. Okay, I didn't notice that. Heavy melee and heavy spear. Okay, so these guys, these 3 are all heavy melee. This is a heavy spear cavalry. Okay. I'm actually really happy that I noticed that instead of just going further on in the description. So the Knights of Calimbel here is a very heavy spear cavalry unit. Excellent melee defense, average armor, average mage soul block chance. 31 melee attack, 25 bonus versus cavalry. We have a 59 melee defense. The charge bonus there is a 65, pretty good. 32 weapon damage, 60 armor, missile block chance is a 46. The morale is a 48, the health is a 155, and they also have a 75 speed. They are a well-trained unit with no other bonuses or buffs or anything. Pretty much the same for there. And then finally back here, we have Angbor the Fearless, which there, that man is right there, Angbor. Very good to see him around. He is one of the generals. There are 2 general types. He is a Tier 4, very heavy melee cavalry. The excellent melee defense, excellent melee attack, and average armor. 44 melee attack, 15 bonus versus infantry, 56 melee defense, 50 charge bonus, 36 weapon damage. His armor is a 65, missile block chance is a 48, morale 165, health 180, and his speed is a 75. He also obviously has encourage, discipline, comes with a fast charge, very cool there. It is an exceptionally trained unit. They do have encourage as well, so it's an encourage buff that they can give also, and counting the already given encourage there. And then finally we have a trebuchet, because why not just show the trebuchet? Everybody has seen it. Last time I remembered, though, the trebuchets weren't able to be moved, but it looks like they are now. Now I don't know if that's just a common thing through the Dawnless Day, the base mod itself, where the trebuchets can now move in field battles. But that is definitely a cool thing to see. And yeah, so that is the trebuchet right there. Excellent range, 750 range. Wow. I love the tree. Love seeing the tree there. But all right, guys, there you go. That is going to be the end of episode 1. Not episode, the video 1, showcasing the Lamedon infantry and cavalry, archers, skirmisher, all of the different tiers that are going to be coming out with this newest update that should be soon-ish. Not sure exactly when. I will put the Discord in for the mod for the Fiefs of Gondor mod. I will definitely put the link for the Discord in there. As long as I have permission to do that, I will absolutely put the link in there so you guys can get on over there and have some conversations. And yeah, that is where we're going to leave it off here for today. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Feel free to hit the like button, drop some comments, share the video, subscribe to the channel around, of course. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. And as always, until the next one.